Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I'm really excited to show you what a typical day looks like for me for all of the things that I do for my Etsy shop. So this is going to be a pretty casual video and it's going to be real life. I do have a 5-year-old, as most of you know, so there are lots of interruptions when I'm trying to get work done, but I really just want to show you all the things that I do in a typical day. Today I'm going to be packaging up 3 orders, getting them ready to ship. I finished making some of the products that I need to package up last night, so I didn't film that, but obviously this is just going to be everything I do in one day. So I also need to take some photos and make a new listing for an item, and so I will take you through the process of that. And then I gotta go to the post office and ship it all off, and I have a bit of a dilemma because I ran out of some of the flat rate padded mailers that I use, and usually the post office that is nearby me is out of them, so I'm going to have to be on a hunt for that because I need those. And so let's get started. The first thing that I do when I am working on my Etsy shop is I check my planner, because I try to stay pretty organized, and I write down all of the things that I need to do for my shop for that day, whether it be make something for my shop, fill an order, get back to customers, anything like that. So let's check my planner. So these were the orders that I had at the beginning of the week, and today's Tuesday, so I had to finish making a few things on this list. So typically I would probably ship these out on a Monday, but I wanted to ship everything together just because it saves money on gas and whatnot. So I have everything made, and then over here I did already print the orders, and I do like to print orders as soon as I get an order, and then I put it in my little area here. So these are all orders. There are 3 of them. I'm not going to show the details on those just because it does have addresses and whatnot. And I already made my tassel for the order, and a lot of my stuff is already, it's ready to ship. So most things are ready to go as soon as I get the order. I need to package up, weigh, print labels, head to the post office. Now I'm going to take you through the process of printing my shipping labels and getting it ready for the post office. So here is my order that I'm going to work on with you guys. Of course, I covered up her name and address. She ordered a chunky tassel from me. This is an add-on item that I have in my shop. So I conversed with her through message and asked her, you know, if she had any requests for colors and whatnot, and I got that all ready for her right here. And there's a bunch of little charms and whatnot throughout. So anyways, that is ready for her, and you can see it says scheduled to ship July 13th, and today is the 11th, so that's good. We're ahead of schedule. I always like to give myself more than enough time to get things out, you know, on time. And it's really important to give a good estimation for how long something might take for you to ship out, especially on a on like a custom order like this where I had to make it after she ordered it. Okay, so these are the orders that I need to get out today, and I'm going to show you how I get these all prepared. So this is order number 1, this is order number 2 that I showed you, order number 3, and then this is going to be something that I want to get listed in my shop today. So we're going to do this separate and work on all the things that I can do at once. So before I print shipping labels and get everything weighed, I like to package things up so that I can get the correct weight. So let's go ahead, I'll show you me packaging this one right here, and then I'll get these packaged on the side. I almost forgot to mention that I do like to have everything that's going in the package in its little pile, so I am going to add one of my business cards to each order. I like to add little goodies and extras as well. So I have these, and then I do have like a little letter that comes along with my junk journal, so that will be this order right here. So these are the extras that I pulled, and I just pulled from my stash a few die cuts, some really cute little journaling cards that everyone can use, and then I always like to add in some kind of a note card usually, or a tag where I can write a personal little message for the recipient. So let's go ahead and personalize this card. So now I have everything packaged up. I'm at my computer so that I can print shipping labels. So I have my 3 orders here. This one, the middle with the flower tissue paper, is not in its package because again, I have to get that from the post office. So we can ignore these 2, and I'm going to weigh this one right here. And checking ounces, so put my package down. And so I can see, you probably can't see, it's 2.7 ounces. And so I know that I am going to ship by weight. If it was over 16 ounces, I typically will choose a flat rate option for shipping, but I knew this wasn't going to weigh too much. So now we will get into Etsy shipping. So I'm not going to be able to show you the computer screen for this part because it does have addresses and whatnot, but basically I'm going into Etsy and I am going to my order to print my shipping. So I'm going to enter in how much this package weighs and all of the details about the package, and then I can print my shipping label and attach it to my package. And if you guys want to see a more in-depth video on how I estimate shipping, I can do that for you guys. I actually already filmed one for a friend, and so I may just need to edit that a little bit better to make sure there's no addresses showing or whatnot, but I can do that for you guys. So since I can't show you this part, I'll just go ahead and come back in a sec. And my computer's not working now, so this is honestly a pretty normal part of the day. Sometimes things go wrong, so I'm gonna have to restart my computer, check out to see what's going on because my internet's working, so I'm not sure what's going on, but yeah. All right, we're back in business. So now my shipping label is going to print out, and then I can seal up my package and put the shipping label on my package. And as a side note, I've been asked what printer I use since I use a lot of digital kits for my journals, and it is the OfficeJet 7612, and I love it. My husband has to print a lot of his own posters for his band, and so this prints up to like 13 by 13 or something like that, something big. So now everything is ready to go to the post office. So while the sun is still out before I go to the post office, I wanted to take the photos of this tassel that I need to get listed in my shop because the sun might be down when we get back. So I have a bunch of props and I'm just gonna try to take some cute photos of the tassel. Alright, I want to try something kind of different. So I usually use my phone for photos because it actually takes better photos than my camera. So now it's time to edit the photos so that I can get the listing started. I'm just gonna scroll through my photos now and see what I like and see what will work, and hopefully I'll have a few photos that will work for the listing. So now I'm going to email the photos that I liked so that I can get them on the computer. So before I list, I'm going to weigh and get an idea of what shipping will be so that I can add the correct shipping to the listing. And I did just ship something like this, that previous tassel, so I do have a good idea. And I'll keep in mind that this is not with all of the packaging and everything. So now I can kind of add the most close estimation that I can for shipping to my listing. So now I have the photos on my computer. I don't do too much. I'm not really a great photographer, and I don't do too much editing. I just make sure that everything is in the right orientation and, brighten it up if I need. So now that these are on the computer, I just want to make sure that everything is in focus and bright and that you can see the detail. And then I will start my listing. I'm not going to go into detail right now for how I do a listing because this would be a really long video, but if you guys want a more in-depth video on how I do my listings, how I estimate shipping, and all of that, let me know. And so now I will just go ahead and get this listed and then show you the next step. Okay, I'm ready to publish. This did take me a little bit, but If you guys also want a video on pricing and how I come up with my prices, again, that would have to be a complete separate video. So now I'm going to publish and okay, there we go. And now I'm going to check it out and just make sure that it looks good. And then we will have to do some posting on Instagram. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. And other social media websites to let people know I have a new listing. So there we go, guys. I checked it over and I think it looks good. So now it's time to do some posts on my Instagram account. All right, got my Instagram listing up before I leave for the day to go do errands and go to the post office. Share. And now that will share onto my Facebook page as well. And now I've done my part and I just sit back and wait for it to sell. All right, I can cross some things off my list finally. And then go over here, package, wayprint, and so we have to go to the post office next. It's not always as easy as that, even though I don't even know if that looked easy from this standpoint, because sometimes things don't sell and you have to end up, you know, posting a sale or some kind of a deal to get it sold. It's kind of hit or miss. I will say I feel very lucky because typically when I list things, they sell within 24 hours, especially my junk journals, they sell really, really quick, but I don't feel like that's typical. I don't feel like that's something that always happens. Junk journals are just extremely popular right now, so that is something to keep in mind, that it's okay if your things aren't selling, you know, right away. You may just have to do a little bit more work on the outside, like posting and listing them on Pinterest and just as many social media places as you can get them listed. And speaking of that, I'm actually going to post this one on Pinterest right now as well. And I talk about it on my YouTube channel. So as many ways as you can advertise your items, probably the better chance it's going to sell. Okay guys, so it's a few hours later, it's 1 o'clock now, and I started doing all my stuff much earlier in the day, but we are headed to the post office now, and I'm hoping that the one post office I go to has the flat rate padded mailers that I need. I did order some online, but they're not going to be here for a few days, so we are headed there. I had to get us dressed and fed and all of that before we could get going, so let's go get these packages sent off.
And I want to tell you something, guys. Today, if you were wondering who we're going to shop with, we're doing a shop with me.
Gonna check our box first. Got anything? Okay, so luckily this location had the envelopes that I needed. So now I'm just going to get my orders that are ready and packaged in here, and then we can drop those off. So now I have everything done that I need for my shop today. I may get a chance to work on some things that will be listed in my shop later. I don't know why I just did that, but for now I think that's probably all I'm going to do for a day, and it just depends on how much time I get later on. This is not my full-time job, but you know, I do make a good amount of income from it for our family at least. So I do try to put as much time into it as possible, because the more time that I put into it, the better results that I get. When he's back in school, I will be able to, you know, have a lot more time to put into it. So I hope this video was helpful to give you an idea of what a typical day looks like. And let me know if you want to see those videos that I talked about throughout this video, and I will talk to you guys later.